and that's probably unfair a little bit because the Southern Conference has got so much better over the years.
Jonathan Dudley will kick it off for Georgia Southern. Back deep to receive for Wofford will be Zach Gray and Brian Kemp. Gray, number 30, at the lower part of your screen. He'll be back there along with Brian Kemp. Pretty good crowd up from Statesboro, Georgia this evening across the way on the visitor side, as you probably will get a shot of that sun that's hitting them in the eyes, but not for much longer. Dudley is set. Georgia Southern approaches the ball. There's the kick, a high end over end kick, deep about 10 yards into the end zone. It'll be caught by Brian Kemp. He'll stay there, and Wofford brings it out first down and 10 at the 20-yard line of the Terriers. Here are your starting lineups for tonight's game. Georgia Southern, actually should be Georgia Southern on defense. Well, we'll take a look at the Wofford starters on offense here in just a moment. Well, there must have been a penalty. The penalty marker on the field, so we're going to kick this one again. Here are your Wofford starters. Brad Bearingcott will be one offensive lineman for the Terriers. Brandon Berry's a wide receiver, number 13. Derek Tiller, the left guard. Brad Anderson, the center. Marty Bauer, number 68, at right guard. Kevin Hodap, a right tackle, 78. And the tight end is number 86, Cody Garland. So we're going to kick it again, this time from the 30. Penalty marker against Georgia Southern. Not a good start for the Eagles because they had some costly penalties in that game against McNeese State a week ago in Statesboro.
Right, there's no wind tonight, too. That was an awful strong kick, but they're going to lose some field position maybe on this kick if he doesn't get his leg into it like he did on the first kick. Little over anxious.
So Dudley will kick it this time from the 30, 10 yards deeper. Again, backers Gray, number 30, Brian Kemp, number 5. And for the second time, we'll kick this one off here in Statesboro. Dudley, high end over end kick. Again, a pretty good leg on this one at the 9-yard line. Kemp to the 20. Straight ahead, crosses the 25. Pretty good field position for Wofford. Coming up, the tackle by Georgia Southern. Lonnie Adamson, number 38, in on the stop for the Eagles. So Wofford will put it in play first down and 10 from the Terrier 28-yard line.
They're on the left hash. It's interesting to see if they're going to.
Brad Bearingcott will start at a tackle. Tiller, Anderson, Bauer, and Hodap up front for the Wofford offense.
It's interesting to see that they've gone strong to the wide side of the field from the left hash.
Quarterback is Collier, number 12, in motion to the far side will be Gabriel Johnson, and there's a give on the right side. This goes to Aaron Johnson. TJ Rutledge makes the tackle from his middle linebacker spot, but he picks up about 6 yards.
Defensive end Jack Sherman, nose tackle Brian Krantz, defensive tackle Jerry Barker, and defensive end Sheehan Solomon.
Linebackers Jason Earwood, TJ Rutledge, John Mooring, Joe Turner. And free safety A.J. Bryant, Tariq Muhammad, and Lewis Barr is the right cornerback. Collier, second down, 4. Tackle for a loss. John Mooring makes the tackle from behind as he gets the running back, and it's a loss of about 3. So that brings up a 3rd and long now for Wofford.
That was out of the I formation, which is not in their basic offense. Now, I've seen 2 plays, and they haven't run the double slot with the 2 split ends. They've been strong right on the first play, and now they ran into the I from an I formation.
Collier's going to go to the shotgun. He has 1 running back. He has 4 receivers. 2 left, 1 right. 3rd down and 5. Rolling to his left is Collier. And it's broken up. Beautifully done by Jason Earwood from his linebacker spot. The pass was intended for number 3 for the Terriers. That's Michael Hobbs. And it'll be 4th down and 5. So a good defensive start for Georgia Southern.
That had 6 points all over it, but for the wrong team.
Right. Yeah, that one's 6 inches a little to the left, and we would have had 6.
That would have been 6-0 real quick. He threw it right to him.
Chris Tommy, number 31, will punt the football for Wofford. Back deep to receive for Georgia Southern, standing on his own 20-yard line will be Teddy Kraft. And he shanked it. That one's not even going to cross the line of scrimmage. Terrible punt by Tommy right there for Wofford.
Well, the home fans want roughing the punter, but the rusher knocked the searchlighter into the punter and knocked him down. It wasn't the Georgia Southern player that did that. It was the force that he hit that what we call a searchlighter in this business.
And we welcome everybody who's joining us from the other programming tonight on CSS. Georgia Southern with a great start to this one. 3 and out for Wofford and a bad punt. And they have it 1st and 10 at the Terrier 32-yard line. Randy Smith, Walt Nadzak in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Welcome to our broadcast tonight on CSS. Inside handoff to give to Austin. Austin near a first down, very close to the 20-yard line. Austin hard to bring down. Making the tackle for Wofford, Jason Leventis from his linebacker spot.
Well, the left guard for Georgia Southern did a great job there. He sealed that off inside.
Offensive starters, the line, Jensen, Travis Sims, Lance Wayne, Chad Moten, Russell Orr. And in the backfield, the receivers, Teddy Kraft, Reggie McCutcheon, Marquise Maynard. They give it again to Austin. Austin down near the 10 to the 15-yard line, picks up about 5 more. The Wofford defensive starters, they run a 3-man front. Eric Hutchinson, Caton Bethay, Leighton Baker. They have 4 linebackers, Kyle Horn, Josh Smith, Justin Franklin, Jason Leventis, and Dedrick Stuckey. Brian Ford, Dan Tavani, and Brian Kemp are in the secondary. 2nd and about 5.5. The pitch wide goes to number 21, and he's stuck pretty good. Stays on his feet shy of the 10-yard line.
Interesting, they haven't run inside the tackles to Bethay yet. I watched him in the last play. He got rid of that center pretty good. They've been running to the outside, and it looks like Wofford's trying to jam them up inside, and that's why they're looking to run outside.
Jim Thurman made the tackle. And it's going to be 3rd down and less than a yard for Georgia Southern. The nose of that football resting at the Wofford 11-yard line. Handoff, Austin, the keeper. The flip back to number 31. That's Lennon Jefferson, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. And Georgia Southern is making quick work out of Wofford here in the first few moments of the ball game.
He just barely got in, and the ball landed on the goal line in his arm, but it was a good call. They ran the option finally now. They pulled it out of there and pitched a dangerous pitch, I might add. That had fumble written all over it because the quarterback was being hit as he pitched the ball.
Tremendous fake to Austin. He faked me out and then pitched it back to Lennon Jefferson, who scored from about 11 yards out. 6-0 Georgia Southern. In to attempt the extra point is Dudley, and the kick is good. With 11:59 to go here in the first quarter, Georgia Southern has taken the lead over Wofford. It's 6-0 Georgia Southern.
Short drive, but it counts.
And we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more from Spartanburg in just a moment. Good start in this game for Georgia Southern. They scored an 11-yard run to cap their first possession offensively of the night. So Jonathan Dudley, who kicked the extra point, is going to kick it off again. Kemp and Gray back deep to receive for Wofford.
That's a strong start for Georgia Southern, and especially take the momentum out of Wofford in their first home game here and for a nice crowd. They need to put some first downs out there and run the clock. I think the key to this game is running the clock and possession.
Dudley kicks it again, this time very similar to the first kick. This one's going to go out of bounds inside the 5, so Wofford will probably choose to take it at their own 35-yard line.
That's a no-no on the kickoff. You just don't do that. You don't give a team 35, give it the ball on the 35-yard line.
Wofford has it 1st down and 10. The Terriers were 3 and out on their first offensive possession, and Georgia Southern drove 32 yards for the game's first touchdown. We have just under 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and the Eagles with a 7-0 lead. Wofford on the year 1-1. They lost to West Virginia last week 35-7, and then West Virginia beat another Division 1A team today, a little bit worse than they beat Wofford. Collier out of the shotgun, running this wing-bone offense. There's the handoff to number 34. That's Corey Dunn. Dunn crosses the line of scrimmage, gets about 3. Jason Earwood makes the tackle for the Eagles.
Looked like a little confusion defensively at Georgia Southern there. This is assignment football when you're playing option teams. You got to decide whether you're going to take the fullback away, take the quarterback away, or take the pitchman away. And that's why it's so important that they concentrate on their assignments and not look back into the backfield at the fake.
They gave Dunn the line of scrimmage and 4 more. So it's second down, about 5.5. In motion to the near side comes Gabriel Jackson. Long count by Collier. Hand off, first man through, very close to first down yardage. The ball carrier Michael Hobbs gets the call. Actually, it's Aaron Johnson gets the call. He picks up 4 or 5 more. It's 3rd and 1. He's short of that first down.
Georgia Southern's been rotating guys to the outside, depending on personnel, I imagine. I'm trying to pick up what they're doing, but obviously they're discouraging the strong formation side.
3rd down and 1. Wofford so far 0 for 1 in 3rd down conversions. Collier.
It's the first time they've been in that double slot.
Hand off, first man through. This is Michael Hobbs. He picks up at least 2, maybe 3. Gets the first down in the game. The first down of the game, mind you, for Wofford. Earwood makes the tackle for Georgia Southern, but it's 1st down and 10. Terriers about 2 yards shy of midfield.
He's going to pull that ball out and pitch it here very soon.
Quick huddle.
Wide slot this side to the Wofford left.
Collier gives to the second man through. Huge hole. It filled up quickly, however. Number 26 for Georgia Southern in on the tackle.
That's a lot of long motion there.
Marquise Maynard makes the tackle along with John Mooring, but pretty good yardage. I thought that one was going to go for a lot, but
it had
Georgia
a huge
Southern
hole there,
filled
but
it
it
quickly.
Closed fast.
Pick up a 4. 2nd down and 6. Clock moving. 9:50 to go first quarter.
A 5-man front there for Georgia Southern right now. They're coming off the corner.
They hand the football again to Corey Dunn. Dunn gets a couple of yards. Got it on second effort. He hits inside the 45. Tariq Muhammad makes the tackle for Georgia Southern. And Wofford is faced with its third down. This time 3rd and about 2.
This is their bread and butter play, though. They've faced this short yardage so many times. And they probably believe they're in, knowing Mike Harris, he thinks he's in 4-down territory.
Man in motion to the right side. That's Gabriel Jackson. Comes back near side. Collier changing to play. Collier hands to keeps it himself, has the first down, still on his feet inside the 35. Great job of ball faking that time by Collier, who kept it himself and picks up much more than he needed for the first down.
A little quarterback counter. You don't need a halfback in there, just to fake one way and keep it yourself.
The line of scrimmage is just shy of the 30-yard line for Georgia Southern. Man, this would be big if Wofford could drive it down and tie the game.
And look at the time they're eating off the clock. That's the premise in this game started. Both teams like to eat the clock, keep the ball out of the other team's hands.
Collier optioning right, keeps it himself, slung down, still on his feet. He's going to lose about 3. They're going to mark his forward progress to the 35, but that's going to be a loss of 4. Brian Kranz among the white shirts for Georgia Southern in on the tackle.
That was a great effort offensively, but sometimes when you make that effort, you end up losing a few yards instead of running north and south. He started to run a little east and west. 2nd
down, 13.5, 14 yards. Line of scrimmage is the 34 of Georgia Southern. Great job of the Eagles. That was assignment football at its best right there.
Exactly. Stay home. That's the key.
Georgia Southern may have jumped. Collier with a fake, under pressure, gets away from one man, throws over the middle, incomplete. His pass was intended that time for Cody Garland.
I'm really surprised that they're throwing the ball. Even there, that's 4 down. He had three downs to make that first. They're probably out of field goal range right now, and they may not punt from there. And if they do, they might kick it in the end zone. So I'm a little surprised at throwing the ball on 2nd down. It goes against the percentages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you see the numbers on the evening for Josh Collier. Actually, that's on the season. 3rd down, a long 14. Swing pass, nice catch by Cody Garland inside the 25. He's going to be shy of that 1st down. They gave him a good mark, though, at the 20. I believe he's got it.
Where they marked the ball, he's got it. The official was right there.
Yep, 1st down. He needed about 13 3/4 yards, and he picked up 14 down to the 20-yard line.
He kicked his leg loose from a tackle 8 yards back. It was a great effort.
Wofford has converted 4 of 5 3rd down opportunities. Hand off to the running back, number 34. Corey Dunn still on his feet inside the 20. Ran a lot, but didn't get much yardage. John Mooring stops him inside the 20. They're going to mark it at the 18.
The speed that defense shows in the secondary, it's great.
There are the numbers for Corey Dunn. 20 rushes, 112 yards. He scored twice this year for the Terriers. We're under 7 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Georgia Southern leading 7-0, but Wofford threatening. 2nd down, 8 inside the 20. Collier out of the shotgun, split backfield, hands it to Dunn again. Dunn inside the 15, Dunn to the 10, Dunn inside the 5. 1st down, Wofford.
That formation was the spread offense you're seeing all over the country now with Urban Meyer now at Florida and previously at Utah. That was a spread formation and very effective, almost a draw play.
Jason Earwood saved a touchdown, but it's 1st down and goal for Wofford. They say a knee touched inside the 5-yard line. Collier hands it to the 1st man through, number 3. That's Michael Hobbs, and he has a touchdown for the Terriers.
Yeah, that offensive line really came off the ball there and drove Georgia Southern right back on their haunches.
A very impressive series for Wofford as they converted 3 of 4 3rd down opportunities, actually 3 out of 3 in that particular drive. It's 7-6 with 6:23 to go. Nick Robinson will attempt the extra point to tie it up. And it's there. 6:23 to go here in the 1st quarter. Georgia Southern 7, Wofford 7. Southern Conference football tonight on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. There's a look at the Wofford sideline after a very impressive offensive drive that tied the game with 6:23 to go. Michael Hobbs on a 5-yard run to tie it.
The way these two teams play possession ball, it may come down to the last possession in the 4th quarter, as it doesn't look right now, and based on what we've seen so far, that they can stop each other. And they should, because they know they run the same offense.
Right. Well, you'd think their defense would be aware of it. You know, they practice against it every day.
They're so aware of it, they're both scoring.
Kicking off for Wofford is Nick Robinson. He's going to drive it deep, 1 yard into the end zone for Georgia Southern to return it. And that is Lewis Barr, and he's stopped shy of the 20-yard line.
Great hit.
Barr to the 18. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Georgia Southern. Andy Strickland makes the tackle for Wofford, but poor field position here for Georgia Southern. Much worse than they did the first time they had the ball when they took over at the Wofford 32.
Exactly. That was a short drive. We'll see the long one now.
The line of scrimmage is the 17-yard line. 1st down and 10, Georgia Southern. Jason Foster opens at quarterback, 5'9" sophomore.
Austin hits that line so quick. I mean, you have got to shed the block to make the hit in that 3-yard area from the line of scrimmage awful quick to stop him.
Kyle Horn makes the tackle, but not before Austin picks up 4. There's a look And we bring it back to the line under 6 minutes to go. 2nd down and 6. Austin, the lone setback, and of course there are 2 slot backs in this.
Strong right, the wide side of the field. Pick up motion.
Quickly, they give it to Austin, who gets to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 for the Eagles.
I don't think they're going to throw the ball away. I think they're going to come at you again with Austin.
3rd down and 3 coming for Georgia Southern. Jermaine Austin's numbers for the year, that's 2 games, averaging 8.2 yards per carry. He scored twice.
That's awesome. Awesome yardage. Crowd's getting into this right now, Randy.
Big 3rd down and 2. Georgia Southern. They give it to Austin. He's going to be stopped shy of the 25. Wofford got him.
Guess who?
Buffet.
He was leading that posse.
Jim Thurman also there. He was the supporting member of that posse.
Buffet stood the center up,
yeah,
and just jammed everything up inside.
4th down and 2. Georgia Southern's going to punt.
Speaking of punting, the 2 of the best punters, and certainly in the Southern Conference, and maybe one AA football, are in the game.
Dan Jordan will punt. There are his numbers, averaging 41.7 yards per kick. First punt of the game upcoming for Georgia Southern. Good rush. He gets it away. A high spinning kick. It's going to hit at the 37-yard line and going to roll inside the 25. Great punt by Jordan. Finally stopped at the 23. And Wofford puts it in play from that point with 4:13 to go in a 7-7 game here in the first quarter.
You know, Chris Tommy, the punter for Wofford, had 4 punts of 50 yards or more last week against West Virginia. And you take the average of Jordan, they're the 2 best punters in this league right now.
Line of scrimmage is the 22. They mark it the Terrier 22. So the Terriers put it in play their first or their last drive at the 35. So again, they don't have quite as good a field position as they did the second time they got the football. First down. Josh Collier, the quarterback. They hand it to the first man. Loose football. Georgia Southern says they've got it. We'll see. That would be. Yep. Said he got it back.
No, I think he fell on it. A little penetration there by the right defensive lineman.
Loss of a yard that time for Wofford. It'll be 2nd down and 11. But it could have been much worse. It could have been 1st and 10 with Georgia Southern going the other way.
That would be 2 great breaks.
He never got the handoff.
Looks like he put the ball on the hip.
That was Hobbs.
Put it in the pocket.
Hobbs, who scored the touchdown on a 5-yard run a moment ago. Shotgun, Collier being pressured, runs, has yardage out near the 30. Stopped there by a whole host of white shirts. Number 52, Jason Earwood. T.J. Rutledge was there.
Georgia Southern lost contain on that rush, and you can't let this guy get it outside of you on the pass rush. You got to keep him in the box. He's not as effective in the box. He gets in that corner one-on-one in open space. He can run. He's got good moves.
3rd down and about 2.5, 3 yards to go for the Terriers. Let's say 3rd and 3. Collier. Wide receivers right and left. Takes the snap, keeps it himself, and Georgia Southern is right there to stop him shy of the 30. That's going to be a loss of 2. Rutledge and Earwood make the tackle for the Eagles.
Georgia Southern did a good job of stretching that thing out, just making them run east and west. And they loaded up this side.
Georgia Southern had that one smelled out.
Yes, number 42. I've got the name there,
Rutledge,
Randy.
yeah.
Rutledge, he did a great job there. Played laterally down the line.
Loss of 2, 4th and 4. It'll be Nick Robinson back to punt. He'll stand at his 15. And they block it. And Georgia Southern's going to take it at the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30. And that's the 2nd block punt, or partially blocked punt, for the Eagles this evening. And they'll take it at the 33.
Georgia Southern better hope that whistle blew.
Yeah.
It's a live ball. Well, it's a live ball behind the line of scrimmage. Was it past the line?
Yeah, I think it was.
Past the line. But they just let it sit there for a while. Now, this is 2 breaks in a kicking game that Georgia Southern's gotten. 2 big breaks.
The Eagles took advantage of the first break, and with 2:01 to go in the first quarter, we'll see if they take advantage of the second one. Austin inside the 30. Austin good yardage, 5, maybe 6 yards. We'll see where they mark it.
With the pressure, go back to that punt, to the pressure they're putting on. You got to be a 2-step punter. You can't be a 3-step punter and get that ball off.
Bethea made the tackle. Clock moving now, 1:42 to go, first quarter. Georgia Southern second down and about 5.5. Not quite 6 yards to go. Foster inside, the handoff to Austin, and the black shirts are there to meet him. Number 21, Kyle Horn, is there. So is Caton Bethea, among others, and it'll be third down upcoming for the Eagles after a no gain.
Kyle Horn's filling in for Derek Newberry, who's injured up at West Virginia last week, and so far he's doing an excellent job.
Third down and 4. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. The pitch goes wide to Marquise Maynard. First down, then some. Inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 5. First down, Georgia Southern.
That was all speed. All speed. Tremendous quickness.
Casey Cooper saved a touchdown for Wofford.
Great balance, great quickness to hit that seam.
They mark it at the 5.5-yard line. Inside the 6, it'll be first down and goal for Georgia Southern, and the clock is moving under 40 seconds to go.
Well, you know, you can't go short yardage defense here yet either because of the option to run outside. You can't jam the middle.
Hand off, Austin, loose football, picked up and recovered by Wofford. They stripped Austin of that football just as he took the handoff from Jason Foster.
We need to look at that one, Randy. I'm not sure he ever had the ball. Looked like the ball was on his hip. That's why it ended up on the ground. Good penetration by the Wofford defense, though.
And Caton Bethea was right there to fall on it.
He's in the area. He's in the zip code.
So a big break for Wofford after the second breakdown in their kicking game. The Terriers get the game's first turnover. 22.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Georgia Southern 7, Wofford 7. We'll take a break. We're back. Well, we've had a great first quarter. Walt, it's 22.5 seconds left, and Wofford just had the game's first turnover, taking it away from Georgia Southern.
That's one of the keys to the game, protecting the football.
Collier with the football. Sophomore quarterback, 6'2", 195 from Bonaire, Georgia. First down and 10 at the 6-yard line. Inside handoff, big hole. Hobbs gets good yardage out near the 15. That's about 6.
Great block by Wofford's center.
That's Brad Anderson.
They're doing an excellent job from tackle to tackle right now.
Jason Earwood makes the stop. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. It's been a good one so far. We got 3 more just like them here in Spartanburg. Georgia Southern with a 7-7 game with Wofford, and the Terriers have the football when we come back to start the second quarter here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Carolina Ford, driving the Carolinas. By BB&T, Branch Banking and Trust. And by Food Line, extra low prices. Welcome back to Spartanburg, South Carolina. Randy Smith, Walt Madzak with you here as the Terriers fell behind 7-0. They tied the game 7-7, and they have the football, second down and about 2 from their own 15-yard line.
Trying to dig out of a hole here field position wise after a great stop down near the goal line.
Inside handoff, Hobbs close to the first down. Great second, maybe third effort may have gotten it for him. Let's see where they mark the football. It is a Wofford first down.
That offensive line is really blowing the interior of Georgia Southern's defense off the ball. Doing a great job driving their legs, keeping their head up.
First down, out to the 19.5-yard line. Collier, the quarterback. Hobbs and Dunn are the running backs behind him. Slot right into motion is Aaron Johnson. Long count. Second man through. Dunn, not much there. Maybe 1, maybe 2 yards.
I expect to see Wofford will run that formation. They got Georgia Southern has an inside linebacker out here in the slot, and that's a bad matchup for Georgia Southern. That could come back. Well, he's going out of the game now, number 52. He's leaving, and they're bringing the defensive back in.
Shaheen Solomon makes the tackle after a 3-yard pickup by Dunn. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. Line of scrimmage at the 22-yard line. The pitch. Jackson around the left side. First down out to the 35. Georgia Southern's John Mooring knocks him out of bounds right there, but not before he picks up a first down for the Terriers.
The wideout had a great block downfield. Just kept that Georgia Southern defensive back busy. 2.
That's the 3rd first down of this drive for the Terriers. 13:41. It's out now to the 34-yard line. There's Gabe Jackson's numbers.
7 rushes, 104 yards, 14.9 average. That's quite an evening.
Yep.
He didn't play last week against West Virginia.
Handoff goes to Dunn. Dunn to the 40, to the 41. Tripped up by T.J. Rutledge. And an Eagle slow to get up. That's 55 for the Georgia Southern Ball Club. Larry Beard, backup defensive end. He's going to come out. 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup by Dunn.
That's the strong side. One little shotgun here.
Collier again with a long count. Gives it to Dunn, right side. Georgia Southern's there. He breaks a tackle. First down, still on his feet near midfield. Tremendous 2nd, 3rd, and even 4th effort that time by Corey Dunn.
Lewis Barr from Georgia Southern ran right by him. He was jumping around to come on the corner blitz, and he ran right by the ball carrier. Watch this on the replay. Number 2. He ducked inside to avoid contact with the blocker and opened up the lane.
First down, Wofford just shy of midfield. They have really eaten up the yardage in this drive. Hobbs, small hole. He slips through it. Picks up about 3. Brian Krantz from his nose tackle position for Georgia Southern makes the tackle. It'll be a pickup of about 3. Down to the 48. 2nd down, 7.
Georgia Southern seems to be struggling with what to do right now. They're changing personnel almost every play in this defense. And right now they're in trouble. They're short a man up there on the left.
Collier with Jackson in motion. They pitch it to him. He's got yardage.
You can see that coming. They were short a man over there. Somebody was lined up in the wrong place.
Out of bounds at the 40. It'll be another first down for the Terriers.
I don't think that was an automatic. That was probably a pre-called play, but they sure.
Well, they hit those holes and go around that end so quickly.
Well, they had 1 man out there, and they had 3 guys leading the thing. So somebody lined up wrong for Georgia Southern. You can't give them the corner like that. It was just a toss sweep.
First down, 11:40 to go. Collier, the quarterback. Option right. Keeps it himself. Good yardage inside the 30. First down again, Wofford, as he gets pushed out of bounds at the 28.
Another great job by their wideout.
David Willingham makes the tackle, shoving Collier out of bounds, but not before he gets another Wofford first down.
Number 23, Randy, he just completely faked out. They're out of Georgia Southern secondary seems to be a little out of control. They're not breaking down and making the offensive guy make a move. They're committing themselves early and opening up seams.
First down, Wofford at the Georgia Southern 28. We've had surprisingly few penalties in this game so far. Inside handoff, Hobbs inside the 25. Good yardage, 6-7 yards. Down to the 24-yard line. A.J. Bryant makes the tackle.
That's the beauty of this offense. They've been hitting tackle to the outside, tackle to the outside, toss sweep. Now they run inside.
Let's take another look.
Good block by the center again. He's doing an excellent job.
Second down, about 4.5. They mark it at the 22 for Collier. Collier done left side. Penalty marker goes down at the line of scrimmage. I would assume this is on Wofford. Tariq Muhammad and Lewis Barr make the tackle for Georgia Southern.
We might have a hold there. I was just going to tell you what a great job Brad Anderson's been doing at center, and it looks like that might be on him on the hold there. As a matter of fact, I think he's coming out of the ball game.
It will be against Wofford. They're retreating now, so instead of 2nd and 5, they're not going to be faced with 2nd and about 15.
It's an interesting poll we could take with the fans and sports writers about whether to announce the player who committed the foul. That used to be a no-no in NCAA football.
10-yard penalty.
You're not announcing who did it. I guess that's a.
Let's see if we can find out who.
Well, I think it was 71 to start with, and he fell off the block.
Well, if it was 71, it was Brad Anderson, the guy that Walt's been bragging on all night. Second down and about 13.
You got to be careful with the snap now. You got a new center in there.
Two receivers left, one right. Now Jackson in motion to the near side. Collier's going to change the play with 10:31 to go in the first half. Snap. Big pile up. Georgia Southern says they have it. And a penalty marker is also down, I think, on the play as well. So we'll have to unstack and see who has the football, then determine what the penalty is.
I'm looking pretty good as calling that with that new center in there.
Right.
Just lucky, but more often than not, if you don't have any chance to take a couple snaps with a new center, that happens.
Luckily, Wofford got the football back. And no penalty.
Well, see, the ball never came up, and you're looking at the replay. The ball never came up in the quarterback's hands, and he was pulling out a little early as well.
Line of scrimmage is the 31, and Wofford wants a timeout with 9:53 to go here in the first half in a 7-7 game. While they take a break, we'll take it with them. You're watching Southern Conference football tonight on CSS. Georgia Southern and Wofford. We'll be back. New name, new time, same great show. Danny Sheridan returns with Talkin' Football Sundays at 7 only on CSS, your source for Southeast sports.
A long-time Sheridan poll.
Yeah. Man, they had a great game just wrapped up about 40 miles down the road, didn't they? Miami and Clemson. 3 overtimes.
That would be heart-stopping for a lot of people.
Yeah, Miami wins at 36-30. Third down, 13, Collier. If there ever was a passing situation, this would be it, but no, they run it. They give it to Jackson. Jackson out of bounds at the 25. He's going to be stopped short of the first down, picked up about 6. Lewis Barr shoves him out of bounds, but now it's 4th down and about 7.
Georgia Southern is really having trouble outside the tackles. I believe they could tighten up a little bit because they haven't thrown the ball much, but they're sure getting beat on the corners.
Well, they're not going to kick it. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 5. From the 22, this is Collier.
An unbalanced line left.
And now Collier calls a timeout.
He had 4 seconds.
Saw, yeah.
4 seconds left on the delay of game clock, and he probably didn't like the defense.
9:47 to go. Wofford calls it second time out of this half. The Terriers have one remaining. Georgia Southern has all three of theirs left.
You know, everybody tries to bait the defense to jump offside and take the 5-yard penalty if you have to and then kick the field goal or punt. But I don't think this was a situation because they really, truly are in 4-down territory.
There's Mike Ayers, 2003 Coach of the Year in the Southern Conference.
What a great job he's done here.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's done a good job everywhere he's been. Class gentleman, too.
Very, very good job. And how about having the ex-president on your staff as director of football operations and Joe Lassane, the former president?
Yeah.
I'd love to work under those conditions. I'd like to get my former general presidents at the Citadel and tell them, let's go put the coffee on for the staff this morning. I'd love to do that.
Well, Wofford is going to get the football 4th down and about 4.5, 5 yards to go after a 7-yard pickup a moment ago by Dunn. Or that was Jackson, Gabriel Jackson. Tell you what, they got so many great running backs in this game for both teams. It's hard to, you know, a lot of teams just have 1 or 2 and they give it to them 30 times a game.
And they don't need much space to get into either.
No. Scat backs.
For 2 colleges at this level, there's some excellent football players down there.
4th down, less than 5. Collier out of the shotgun. A lot of time on that game clock as well. Georgia Southern thinking a corner blitz. And now Collier wants a timeout again.
They're just trying to get him to jump off sides.
Well, they've used 2 timeouts and didn't get it done.
Well, there's 9 minutes left in the quarter, too. I don't know what's going on with that now.
Wofford's out of timeouts for this half. And Georgia Southern, 4th down and 5. Well, it's too close to punt, probably a little too far to kick a field goal, so you got to go for it.
Yeah, it's 22, 32, plus 10, 42, 45-yard field goal.
Yep.
Actually, 40, 42. Maybe they don't have confidence. The kicking game's really hurt them tonight. The punting game. They have these 2. They have this great punter. He's not even punting for them tonight. The average 50 yards of punt. That's Mike Seawack, Coach Mike Seawack. Yes, it is. On the sidelines, he's talking to number 54.
Coach Seawack really took some hits on the email. We were talking with Nate Hurst, the radio announcer.
It's a tough business, Mike. Hang in there.
Yeah. After that loss to McNeese State last week in Statesboro.
Well, they had a touchdown called back in the last minute and a half of the game, and then quarterback scrambled and got out of field goal range where they could have gone overtime.
Now we'll play it 4th down. They need to pick up 5 for a first. Collier dropping back, looking, throwing down the middle, caught, incomplete. Tapped away by Georgia Southern and still almost caught by the intended receiver, Cody Garland.
Almost intercepted, bobbled, and almost caught for a touchdown.
Tariq Muhammad knocked it away.
That would have made the highlight reel.
Let's take another look.
Here it is again. Tipped. Oh, had it in his stomach.
That was
when he's on the ground.
Yeah, tight end Finn Allen, 6'5" freshman who almost made the catch for a touchdown. There's another angle. Almost made it. Back to live action. Georgia Southern takes over at the 23. 1st down. Not much there for Austin, who comes off the field limping a bit.
That's not a good sign.
Nope. He had a
mild
injury.
Concussion last week, and he was probable as of Wednesday or Thursday, and he certainly is playing tonight. They can ill afford to lose him in this game.
2nd down, 9. From the 24. Jason Foster faking, throwing, caught. 1st down, Georgia Southern to the 45. Caught by Tim Camp. Brian Ford back defending for Wofford, but Georgia Southern comes out throwing on a 2nd and 9, and they get the 1st down.
In my game notes, I said, who's going to lull the other one to sleep to hit a long bomb here? It's just a matter of time because they get you coming up to the option, and he ran by the corner, and the safety had to come over and make the hit.
You know, these coaches talk about running the football, but they've both had quarterbacks they can throw it. They just choose to run it. Foster straight ahead.
But as Woody Hayes used to say, there's two things that can happen, and they're both bad.
Leighton Baker makes the tackle for Wofford. On the carry, got about a yard. It'll be second down and about 8.5, 9.
Georgia Southern seems to be substituting by yardage and down situation. Is Jermaine back in there?
Don't think so. Andrews was in at fullback. Give it to, no, that's Austin.
Yeah,
Austin inside midfield into Wofford territory. Gets about 3, maybe 4.
Georgia Southern needs to make a few first downs and give their defense a rest. Their defense has been on the field an awful long time tonight, and it was 95 degrees when the sun was out earlier, but it's still probably 80 down there in the field. And
Kyle Horn makes the tackle as we see Austin hits the line hard.
He's still turning those legs, so he can't be hurt that bad.
Third down, about 4. Here's the pitch. It goes to...
It's like he made the sticks.
Marquise Maynard, I think, is the ball carrier. We'll have to see as they unstack. It's going to be very close. We'll see. They're going to call time, and now it is a first down.
You know what's interesting? They really haven't run the option pitch much tonight. They're having to toss sweep to the corners and trying to hit the seams, but they haven't pitched the ball out of the true option very much yet.
Georgia Southern moving the football. 7:25, clock moving. It's the 43-yard line. And the ball carrier, Marquise Maynard, 26, limps off the field.
They have a little depth. They do have depth at running back. Nobody to compare with Jermaine, but they do have depth.
The keeper, not much at all for Foster. They stack him up at the line and shove him back.
Yeah, we've got the Georgia Southern coaches in the booth next to us, but I bet one of them will call down there and tell that halfback he was out of pitch phase there, and that's why the ball wasn't pitched to the outside on the option. He got a little wide and a little far out. That relationship's 2 yards deep and 4 yards wide. That's the typical aim point for the pitch man.
Second down and 10, no gain for Foster. Georgia Southern breaks from the huddle. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. 7-7, we're tied. Into motion goes Reggie McCutcheon inside the handoff. Austin inside the 40. Jim Thurman makes the tackle for Wofford.
Stay conservative there.
It's a gain of 5. It'll be third down and 5 for the Eagles now at the 38-yard line.
They're running three players in at a time here. There goes Austin out of the ball game.
Big play right here. 3rd and 5. Foster rolls right, looks, keeps it, got a block, has the first down inside the 33-yard line. We'll see where they say he went out of bounds, but I believe he has the first down. He needed 5. I think he picked up 6.
He knew exactly where those sticks were. Did a little dance over there on the sideline to stay in bounds.
Brian Ford knocks him out.
Corner. Great block there on the cornerback by the. Did he step out of bounds there before he made the first? Close.
We'll never know, will we?
Not without replay.
Foster with a fake pitch, back to throw. He's got a man wide open at the 10, inside the 5. 1st and goal, Georgia Southern.
Now that's twice now. At the key point, they're worried about the run, and they get hurt by a medium-long pass.
Raja Andrews makes the completion. They mark it at the 4. So that's a 24-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal for Georgia Southern. Great protection that time as well for Georgia Southern.
Sure was.
Inside it goes to Austin, takes it to the 1. He's shy of the goal line.
It's like about a foot short. You'll probably see this one again.
That was Brandon Andrews on the carry.
There goes the short yardage defense on the field for Wofford.
Second down and goal. 5 minutes to go. Georgia Southern trying to regain the lead. They had a 7-0 lead as they scored on a 32-yard drive on their first possession.
Now we got 5 different players coming back in for Wofford. Is there a penalty here for 12 men on the field like coming out of the huddle? No, apparently
don't
not.
think so. No penalty markers down. 2nd and goal from the 1.
I believe he's in there, but there's no call yet.
We'll see as they unstack.
They went on a quick count there. We tried to get Wofford before they were set.
Didn't make it. No gain. 3rd and goal.
Picked up about half a yard at best, maybe a foot.
Big play upcoming. 3rd down and goal.
You can bet they're in 4-down territory.
Oh, yeah. They cross midfield. They're in 4-down territory. Right. Both sides of the ball. Quarterback keeper, touchdown. Foster.
Favorite old wishbone play. Oklahoma made that one famous. Just follow the fullback through the hole.
Georgia Southern regains the lead at 13-7. 4:10 to go in the first half. And on to attempt the extra point is Jonathan Dudley.
You know, there's been a lot more offense in this half than the scoreboard shows, going up and down the field. A lot of yardage gained, even though it's kind of low scoring.
Dudley's kick is there.
What a great job the holder did there.
4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. Georgia Southern has regained the lead on a 1-yard run by Jason Foster. Eagles lead at 14-7. We'll be back. On Monday, NASCAR expert Dan Elliott makes a pit stop on Sports Night, and college football analyst Chuck Oliver weighs in on today's college matchups. Catch Sports Night Monday at 6 and 11, only on CSS. It's your source for sports in the Southeast. 14-7, Georgia Southern has regained the lead.
It really easy could have been 21-7 when they coughed up the ball down scoring territory a long time ago, but Wofford's, they've had the same misfortune, moving the ball all over the field.
Well, the first Georgia Southern lead Wofford faced, they answered, tied the game on their next possession. Let's see, with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half, if they can do it again.
It's critical for Wofford not to get 2 touchdowns or very many points more behind. It's tough to come from behind with the ground game.
Dudley's kick, this time high but short, taken at the 8-yard line by Kemp rather. Kemp to the 25, crosses the 25, and Wofford gets it in decent field position. 1st down and 10. The last scoring drive for Georgia Southern ate up a lot of time.
12 plays, 78 yards, 5.5 minutes.
5.5 minutes. And the Eagles lead at 14-7. And once again, there's a penalty marker and offsides on the kick by Georgia Southern. So we'll back it up to 30. We'll kick it again.
The kicking game's been a little shaky on both sides. I know it's the 3rd game of the year, but it's been a little shabby tonight. A couple blocks, kickoff out of bounds. What we forget, though, is sports writers and sports announcers and whatever. These are college kids playing a great game.
Oh, yeah.
And
they're playing their hearts out.
It's so easy to be critical. We're not down there.
Dudley will kick it again, this time from the 30. This time he actually kicks it better.
Got his foot into that one.
Kemp back to the 3. Up the middle. Stopped as he crosses the 15-yard line.
28.
And Wofford gets it in poor field position this time. Chris Covington makes a great tackle for the Eagles as we're now under 4 minutes to go. Well, we'll see if Wofford will try to run the football or they're going to throw it.
Well, they've got almost 4 minutes, so they're going to do a little of both.
Collier calls the signal, sophomore quarterback. Options right. Keeps it. Crosses the 20. Good yardage to the 25. It's a pickup of about 8.
23.
Tariq Muhammad makes the tackle for Georgia Southern.
23 was out of pitch phase, or I think Foster would have pitched the ball out to him and had a big play. Right here where they close on him, a pitch the ball. Nothing but white stripes down that sideline.
Pickup of 8. Second down and 2 for Wofford. Well, I tell you, running or passing, they're using up a lot of the clock between plays right now.
Right.
The drive started. There was over 4 minutes. They were on one play, and it's down to 3:24.
Double slot.
Motion to the near side comes Johnson. Back to pass. Georgia Southern has pressure. Got a guy open. But the pass by Collier was overthrown by about 5 yards and out of bounds.
Little curl pattern by that, what we used to call fade pattern, but split end, ran him off, and the halfback came around. He was open. 1 for 5.
14 yards. Intended receiver was Aaron Johnson. So it's now 3rd and 2.
Wofford's got the edge and yardage on the ground, but Georgia Southern has it throwing the football.
Collier, 3:10 to go. Clock stop. 3rd down and 2. Collier gives to Hobbs. Hobbs has the first down, I believe.
Yes, he does.
He gets out near the 27-yard line. David Willingham in on the tackle for Georgia Southern, and the clock stops with exactly 3 minutes to go in the first half, and it's a first down for the Terriers.
Anderson's back in. Anderson's back in there at center, and he does a pretty good job. He gets out on that linebacker in this play.
First down. Wofford. Collier with the football. The quarterback out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Throws it. Incomplete.
What a great hit.
Oh, man. He just got nailed by Tariq Muhammad.
I'm surprised there was not a flag on that play. Wofford had 8 men on the line of scrimmage.
Pass was intended for Matt Bevan. And
he got his shoulders
watch
turned.
The hit right there. Vicious hit.
That's questionable because he was committed to the hit.
Second down and 10. Inside, Hobbs takes the handoff. Not much there. He gets maybe a couple right up the gut. Clock moving. 2:29. Jack Sherman makes the tackle for Georgia Southern. So now Wofford is faced with a 3rd and 7.
This is a big play if they don't get the sticks. Season number 34 rushes for 158 yards. Hobbs is averaging 4.6. 1 touchdown.
3rd down 7. Big play for Wofford, because if they don't convert here, they're going to get it back to Georgia Southern with about 1.5 minutes to go.
The way the kicking game's gone, they want to make those sticks, and they certainly did right there.
First down.
He's got the first down.
Aaron Johnson, the ball carrier, gets the first down yardage. He needed 7. He picked up 8. John Mooring makes the tackle. And even more important for Wofford, not only did he get the first down, but he stopped the clock by going out of bounds with 1:54 to go. It's at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, the clock, if he'd have stayed in bounds, they'd have just had the little toss sweep. They own this outside play. Georgia Southern's not getting out. Just
nice tackle.
No
by
help
Moore.
coming from inside when the corner holds it up.
Slot left, receiver right for Collier. 1:54. The play action. They got a pressure pass caught. Nice catch by number 17 of the Wofford Terriers. Wide receiver for Wofford. That is Andy Strickland, and it's a first down. A pickup of about 19 yards down to the 41.
What a great pick play. This looks like a pick and roll in basketball a little bit.
Nice play action. Ooh, he got hammered that time by number 54.
They ran a nice crossing pattern, picked each other, picked the defenders off.
Dusty Riddick put the hammer down on Collier in trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at the 47-yard line.
Georgia Southern came hard with an outside blitz.
Shannon Williams, the nose tackle, was the first man to get there, but he had help.
He had help from the outside. Almost got a leg.
Loss of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 16.
Number 90.
Also, Jerry Barker, the 90, was there. The quick pitch. Johnson gets away from one man. This is Jackson, rather. Great effort inside the 40. He's inbounds under a minute to go.
What a difference a week makes with him at a running back.
Keep in mind, Wofford is completely out of timeouts.
The 34 just went off, or 24 just went off, holding his arm.
Clock moving, 30 seconds to go in the half. Collier got a chance for another couple of plays if he gets a first down. Caught by number 13, Brandon Berry. Gain of about 6. Out of bounds he goes, stopping the clock with 20.2 seconds to go here in the first half.
They can't afford to throw it inside. They've got to throw it at the outside. They have no timeouts left. Those timeouts they used some time ago, about 10 minutes ago, really, they could have used 1 or 2 of those right now.
20.2 seconds to go. It's 4th down and 4 for Wofford. Line of scrimmage, and now a timeout is called.
Thought they had no timeouts left.
Well, they didn't call one. The officials called it, or Georgia Southern called it.
Okay.
Timeout, Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern called the timeout. We'll keep it here with 20.2 seconds to go in the first half. Well, some other scores of interest today. Miami beat Clemson just down the road here, 36-30 in 3 overtimes. And now we're going to take a break. 20.2 seconds to go. Georgia Southern with a 14-7 lead over Wofford, and we'll be back at Gibbs Stadium in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Well, we have 20.2 seconds to go in the first half. Georgia Southern with a 14-7 lead. It's 4th down, about 3.5 to go.
Looks like Georgia Southern's man-to-man in the secondary.
Hobbs gets the carry, spins forward. I think he's short of the first down. They're going to call time to check, but I think he's going to be at least a yard short.
Yeah, they're changing possession right now. Georgia Southern's offense is coming out, and they're going to take a knee.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be the last play of the half. Larry Beard makes the tackle for Georgia Southern. Pickup of about 3 on the play, and they needed 4. So Georgia Southern to the line, 14.1 seconds. Eagles lead it by 7.
I don't think they're going to throw the ball, do you?
I don't. Well,
I'd be darned.
Foster with a keeper gets a first down, and they'll get another play. 5.7 seconds.
Coach Seawack is not playing conservative.
Well, for him, he's not.
Yeah, that's right.
Normally, he's not. They call timeout here. They want to get some more points. Well, they're going to have time for one more play.
They might go deep and throw the Hail Mary down there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the last play. Well, you say, well, he's not going to throw it.
Well, maybe that was a quarterback draw to the counter draw by the quarterback. I'll tell you, he got 2 hands on the ball when he got in a little trouble out there in the corner, too. I guess they told him to protect the football pretty well.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Seawack said, go back to throw. If nobody's open, you run it. And hang on to that football.
The biggest chance I ever saw Coach Seawack take on the golf course was putt from off the green.
Well, Georgia Southern took a 7-0 lead. Wofford came right back and answered. Georgia Southern scores again in the second quarter. They lead at 14-7, and Wofford has been unable to answer the second Georgia Southern touchdown.
Well, they're coming out now. You can bet Wofford's going to play deep in the secondary. Surprising me, they played a lot of too deep back there.
Wofford is actually has 12 first downs to 8 for Georgia Southern in the game. Georgia Southern has 50 passing yards, but Wofford has 210 yards of total offense.
I think that's the difference too. They're gonna throw it deep.
Back to throw. Foster. And a heave it over the middle. Intercept. Wofford's got it. Down he goes at the 23, and that'll be the end of the first half. And Georgia Southern will get the football to start the second half.
A little risky there. If that had been run back all the way the opposite way, I think they might have regretted that.
Yep. Well, we're at halftime. Georgia Southern with a 14-7 lead over Wofford here in what has been a good first half of football in Spartanburg. Stay with us. We'll be back with our halftime activities at Gibbs Stadium right after this. Well, we're almost set to get the second half underway. What has been a very good football game, but it has been very basic.
But these are two of the best running teams in 1AA football.
Right.
You look at the statistics over the last several years, these two ball clubs have dominated 1AA rushing stats. And they've also been winning more games than most other schools, so there must be something good about it.
Secret to success.
Yeah.
Georgia Southern with a 7-point lead, and the Eagles get the ball to start the second half. This first possession is very big because if Georgia Southern can score and go up 2 possessions.
Critical defensively for Wofford.
Yes.
That's absolutely critical not to let Georgia Southern get any more momentum or much of a bigger lead. It's tough to come from behind with a running offense and you get 2 or 3 touchdowns back in the second half.
Teddy Kraft and Lewis Barr back deep to receive for Georgia Southern. Kicking it for Wofford is Nick Robinson. And the foot is into the ball, and the second half is underway. Kraft at the 3. Cuts back left. Got a hole out to the 25, and that's where Georgia Southern puts it in play. First down and 10 with a 14-7 lead as we start the second half.
Let's see if Wofford changes anything in the secondary, whether they go to zone or play some man-to-man to support the passing game, depending on what their philosophy is.
First down and 10, Georgia Southern with the football. Jason Foster opens the second half at quarterback. He's gone all the way. Jermaine Austin is the fullback. Austin, quick hitter. On his feet out near the 40. First down. Brian Ford makes a shoestring stop of Jermaine Austin.
He got a shoestring and the white chalk line got the other foot.
Yep.
That was so close.
Pickup of 13. Watch this.
What a great effort defensively, and what a great effort to stay on his feet. That could have been a disaster for Wofford.
Line of scrimmage is just shy of the 40. First down and 10 for Georgia Southern. Foster, loose football. Wofford has picked it up. That is the 3rd turnover of this game for Georgia Southern.
That's exactly what Wofford needed. They needed a break. And you know who got a hand in that again?
Wouldn't be Mr. Bethea, would it?
Mr. Bethea.
Let's take another look.
He got a hand in there.
He bobbled the snap. Making the recovery for Wofford was number 55. I believe that's it's Hutchinson, number 53.
This changes the whole complexion of this half right here.
Oh, yeah.
If
big
Wofford
play.
can score.
Collier opens at quarterback. Hobbs is a running back. Jackson is back there. Options, pitches it back on a reverse. This is number 13, Brandon Berry, running room. Berry to the 20. He's got room to the 10, the 5. He's out of bounds inside the 5. It'll be first down and goal to go for the Terriers.
You could see that coming from left field. What a great block on the corner outside. A great block is staying with that defensive back.
Great call that time by the coaches as they did a super
lazy
job of handing that football
and right
off.
here, that block right there. We need one of those pointer things.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
We'll see if we can get it in the budget for next game. First and goal, line of scrimmage is the 4. Hand off. and it is a Wofford. They're not going to give him a touchdown. I was going to say touchdown, but he made almost to the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 1-foot line.
You talk about one play that changes the whole momentum of a ball game. That fumble could be it.
Hobbs was the ball carrier once again. It'll be 2nd and goal. Collier.
Well,
and Georgia Southern jumped. Now were they drawn?
Unless he moved that ball, but it looked like he was in the neutral zone.
Wofford is signaling it is against Georgia Southern. If it is, they're going to move it about 3 inches.
Not very far. You can take all the chances you want down there to get the jump because they can't move the ball. Can only go an inch from the white line. I'll tell you what, it looked like there might have been a little movement, but not where the Georgia Southern player went offside.
Right. 2nd down and goal. Georgia Southern sends 1 receiver. They keep everybody else in tight. 2 slots and a running back. Hobbs is the fullback. Collier the keeper. Touchdown, Wofford. Terriers punch it in after the fumble. The 3rd turnover of the game for Georgia Southern, and just like that, Wofford is an extra point away from tying this game up.
He's limping a little bit coming off of there, Foster is. He's struggling a little bit. He's really limping. Kicking game hasn't been too good for Wofford today. There's no guarantee in these extra points. Not that they're not capable of kicking, it's the blocking.
Robinson makes the extra point. We're tied at 14, 13, 28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A lot of time left in this one.
1 minute and 32 seconds. And it's a tie ball game.
We'll take a timeout with them. 14-14. We are tied, and we'll be back in a moment. Well, since being named a starter at Florida, quarterback Chris Leak has thrown a touchdown pass in 23 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the nation. But did he lead the Gators past the Volunteers? Catch Florida and Tennessee Monday at 8 on CSS. Wofford has tied this game in 1 minute and 32 seconds after the Georgia Southern fumble.
Now the pressure's back on Georgia Southern to get the momentum back. It was on Wofford to start this half. They got their break and they took advantage of it. Now Georgia Southern has to control the ball for a while and keep their defense off the field.
Robinson will kick off. Back deep. Lewis Barr and Teddy Pratt.
It's a nice high kick. You get good coverage on that. You're not going to run that one out. That's a great kick.
About 6 yards deep in the end zone.
A little action going down there, a little extra. Enthusiastic blocking, I call it.
Well, let's look at that minute and 32 second scoring drive for Wofford. They put it in the end zone as quarterback Collier scored 3 plays, 40 yards.
1:01, 1 minute and 1 second.
Yep.
Not bad. That's a sign of a good football team, though, to be able to do that.
Capitalize on mistakes.
Now the sign of another good team would be to come right back and get control of this game again.
Inside handoff. Austin crosses the 25, gets maybe 6. Justin Franklin makes the tackle for Wofford.
Andy, there must be tendencies in the scouting reports, because on first down, Austin has more room to run inside the tackles than he does on the later downs. So they must be expecting the wide pitch or the option outside early. Down and distance tendencies must play into that.
2nd down and 4. After a 6-yard pickup, Austin again the carrier as the first down crosses the 34 to the 35. That was Brandon Andrews, not Austin. Brian Ford makes the tackle, but Georgia Southern gets a first down. Well, they just keep plugging these running backs in, don't they?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Austin is 100% because he's missing some time. They're rotating him in and out a little bit. They have been lately.
With Andrews again, this time nothing there. No gain. The front of that Wofford wall, Jim Thurman, the senior linebacker, makes the tackle, among others.
I think Georgia Southern wanted to pitch that ball in the option, but the corner out here played a great played it flattened out, and the pitch wasn't there, and that's why he gave the ball in the read.
2nd and 9. They give him about a half yard. Foster, inside handoff again, this time to Andrews. Picks up about 4. Leighton Baker makes the tackle. Georgia Southern faced now with a 3rd and 5.
Georgia Southern has had real trouble getting any option pitch off tonight. They've run inside, and they've really thrown for their big plays. The crowd's getting into this 3rd down situation. This is important for momentum for both teams right here.
3rd down and 5 coming up for Georgia Southern. Line of scrimmage of the Eagles 39. There's the quick pitch. And he's going to be hit shy of that 1st down, or very, very close, according to where they mark it. I believe he's shot. Justin Franklin knocked him out.
We'll see what kind of riverboat gambler Coach Seawack is right now.
Roger Andrews, the ball carrier. We're going to take another look right here.
I don't think they're even going to measure this.
Now they're going to call time. Georgia Southern sending the punt team on. The officials are going to get another look at it. He says, yep, you're right. It's 4th down. 4th and about a yard.
Is the punter Toms?
Punter's Dan Jordan.
Dan Jordan.
Jordan's going to stand inside his 30.
Got the wrong team. Sorry about that, Randy.
It's all right, Coach.
I called the wrong play.
Brandon Berry is going to stand inside his 25, and this time a better punt by Jordan. Berry lets it go out of bounds at the 20. So good field position, or at least decent field position.
31-yard kick on end over end.
11 minutes, 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We're tied at 14. Hold that thought, Walt. We'll talk about it when we come back. Georgia Southern and Wofford all tied, 14. We'll be back to Spartanburg, South Carolina, right after this. Well, we have 11:19 to go in the third quarter. We're tied at 14, and Wofford takes over just inside the Terrier 20.
It was a short kick there, and they're really not the stats that the punting that Georgia Southern was earlier in the season in the previous game.
Collier, they got the pitch covered. Turning that corner, though. Gabe Jackson out of bounds at the 31.
The perimeter blocking there, Randy, the perimeter blocking was great. When they turned that corner, they stretched it out just like they were taught inside, but the outside corner got blocked.
Joseph Turner shoved him out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down.
Right there.
Gabe Jackson picks up about 10.5. It's at the 30. First down, Collier, the quarterback. He's gone all the way, 6'2" sophomore. Maybe audible in here, down to 3 in the
changing the play.
Clock. Hobbs, the inside expert, gets about 2. Not much there.
Not much. They're just setting up. They're going to come out and pitch that ball soon off that.
Jack Sherman makes the tackle. Second down, 7. They give him 3. Clock moving. 10:48 to go in the third quarter. 14-14. We're tied.
Looks like the left guard got overpowered a little bit for Wofford there. He got stood up.
Second down, 7.
A little confusion in the Georgia Southern defense there.
To Corey Dunn. He breaks a tackle, crosses the 35, tripped up. Number 42, T.J. Rutledge, was among the white shirts making the stop, but now Wofford faced with a third down and about 3.
Yeah, well, you talked about this earlier about the good running backs in this game. There have been too deep on both sides. The running backs with some power and speed and quickness. At this level of 1AA football, it's really rare to have so many good running backs.
Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Collier, third down, 3, keeps it himself. Big hole, first down, crosses the 50, still on his feet, out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Lewis Barr shoves him out as Wofford has a first down inside Georgia Southern territory.
A couple great blocks, what we call slow blocks on the corner, just tying up, getting in the chest of the secondary people. No contain inside whatsoever. Just well executed play. Some defensive lapses, reading keys. Is really hurting Georgia Southern right now.
First down, Hobbs the ball carrier inside the 35 down to the 31. And a penalty marker dropped at the line of scrimmage.
I didn't see any movement there unless he got holding on Wofford.
Officials are discussing it. Let's see what it's about. Illegal motion against Wofford. That'll cost them 5. They picked up about 4 on the gain by Hobbs. So instead of 2nd and 6, it'll be 1st and 15.
I don't think they're going to put the ball in the air unless they absolutely have to. They haven't been very successful throwing the football. To my knowledge, I didn't check the stats at halftime on passing, but they only had 1 completion that I know of in the first half that I can recall.
Back it up to the 40. It'll be first down, 15.
They're short a man outside. He's walking up now.
Collier, man into motion, coming to the near side. Johnson, Collier, quarterback draw inside the 35, down to the 31, 32. He got that yardage back.
I'll tell you, I like my man Anderson inside. He got another good block.
Watch the block by Anderson. There it is. He stood him up.
Creating some seams in there, and his backs are quick enough to handle it.
Second down and about 6, maybe 6.5 yards. Line of scrimmage is the 31. Plenty of time on the game clock. Down to 13 seconds as Collier changes the play. Gives it to Hobbs inside. He squirms and fights his way inside the 30. Jack Sherman makes the tackle. It's going to be shy of the first down, but not by a whole lot.
Chad Mott, the right guard, got a great cutoff block there in the business of reach block, and he just knocked his man down.
Third down and 2 upcoming for Wofford. Line of scrimmage is the 27 of Georgia Southern. Big play right here. But here again, both these coaches 4 down territory.
I guarantee you it could be 4th and 1. They're going for it.
Collier, first down. Hobbs still on his feet. Hobbs inside the 10, inside the 5. It'll be first down and goal to go. Wofford. Tariq Muhammad made the touchdown saving tackle.
Momentum is strictly with Wofford right now. See a lot of walking around on Georgia Southern, whether they're getting tired or a little bit upset.
Great play by Hobbs. 3rd and less than 2, and he just.
I know you and I are both over the hill, but I think either one of us could have run through that seam.
Touchdown, Wofford.
And that one.
The big block, number 79, Brad Barrencott, who just drilled Georgia Southern's white shirts back into the end zone, and Wofford is up 20-14. They're 2 for 2 in their first 2 possessions of the second half.
They're not taking any prisoners right now.
Well, how big was that turnover?
Oh, that start of this half just changed the whole ball game.
Extra point is good.
Momentum is clearly with Wofford.
Terriers are 2 for 2 in the touchdown department here in the first 2 possessions of the second half. Wofford with a 21-14 lead over Georgia Southern. 7:41 to go in the third quarter. Well, for the 3rd time this half, Wofford's going to be kicking off to Georgia Southern.
Now we're going to see if the leadership, the player leadership on the Georgia Southern team, the senior, junior leaders of this football team are going to pull these guys together now. And somebody has to step up, whether it's going to be Foster or going to be Jermaine, whether it's going to be the offensive line. But somebody has to step up and get them out of this rut they're in, or they're in trouble.
Davenport's kick, Robinson's kick rather, 1 yard deep in the end zone. Taken by Kraft. Kraft fights his way out near the 20. And Georgia Southern will put it into play. First down and 10 from that point. Scoring drive for Wofford. 80 yards, 338, 8 plays. Hobbs with a 3-yard touchdown.
Hobbs had a lot to do with that drive.
Yes, he did. Had the big play that set it up inside the 5. Let's see if Georgia Southern can answer. 7:34 to go in the third quarter. Jason Foster is the quarterback. Foster keeping, and nothing there. Georgia Southern had the hole, but it filled up quickly. Justin Franklin filled it up first from his linebacker spot, making the play. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 20.
They have denied Georgia Southern the opportunity to pitch the ball and any options today. And I think that's probably why they're not running them anymore. Those are basically sweeps and off-tackle plays out of their offensive sets.
2 receivers right, 1 left, and a penalty marker. Georgia Southern jumped on the right side of that line. That's going to cost them 5.
Right guard. Chad Moat. He moved.
Fighter snap. False start. 71 offense. 5 yards. Still 7 down.
Chad Moat.
2nd down.
A little anxious.
15. We back it up to the 15-yard line.
Now you watch Wofford back those defensive backs off a hair.
Jason Foster has gone all the way quarterback, sophomore from Canton, Georgia. Drops back, rolls right, keeps it, back up the middle, makes a move to the 20, got some running room to the 30, has the first down on his feet. Ooh. Clobbered by 3 black shirts. Among the first to get there, Dedrick Stuckey was there. So was Jason Leventis. But a good job by Jason Foster, and that's a first down for the Eagles out near the 32-yard line.
It's the first time he's had an opportunity to get in the open and run a little bit and show what he can do out in the open field. He's been bogged down pretty well tonight until that play right there.
Georgia Southern, first down. Inside handoff, Austin still on his feet. Austin, first down, 10 yards for Austin as he crosses the 45. Justin Franklin makes the tackle.
Great second effort, kept his legs pumping.
First down, pickup of about 10. Man, Austin's
pushed his offensive lineman out of the way. Had to push Anderson out of the way there.
Austin's a steer.
Not Anderson, but
Lance Wayne, the center for Georgia Southern. Hand off Austin again, gets 8. Inside Wofford territory to the 45 as we go under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Jermaine Austin's been 1 step away from breaking 3 or 4 runs tonight. Big runs.
Gaby Debo, nose tackle for Wofford, makes the tackle, but not before Austin picks up 8. 2nd down and 2. Hand it to Austin again. This time not much there.
He's close to a first. He's going to be about a foot short, it looks like.
3rd down and a foot upcoming. Leighton Baker put the hit on him for Wofford. Mark his forward progress about 6 inches shy of the first down. Actually, it's close enough to measure with 5:16 to go.
Got a good spot on the on this play. Get this measurement. Running behind Chad Moat.
It's short by about what, 4 inches, 5 inches maybe?
Bit, but you can bet it's in 2-play territory.
Yeah, no question.
It's so important for Georgia Southern to keep moving the football. If they give the ball up and give up another score, this game could be over.
5:16 to go. A lot of time here in the third quarter. Georgia Southern is driven from their own 20 down to the Wofford 43-yard line. 2 receivers come left for Georgia Southern, but you know they're not going to throw it here. Foster's numbers tonight: 50 yards, 2 out of 3 passing, 1 pick. Straight ahead. Nice job of blocking by the offensive line, and it's a first down for the Eagles.
They came out nice and low and hard.
Baker and Debo make the tackle for Wofford. First down as we mark it to the 41.
See what Wofford's doing over there, playing man-to-man or zone in this series in the secondary.
Inside they go to Austin, who fights his way, does a good job to get inside the 40, but not much there. They're going to give him about 3 on the carry. Jim Thurman makes the tackle for Wofford. It'll be second down and about 8.
There's Brandon Andrews there. He's limping off.
Yeah, Andrews was the ball carrier as Austin is back in the game.
He didn't get much of a rest, did he?
No, he didn't.
One play.
One play. They give it to Austin. Not much there. He gets a yard, maybe 2. Now Georgia Southern faced with a 3rd and long.
The inside linebackers are doing a good enough job that when the motion starts coming this way, 18 rushes, 78 yards. You would think he has more than that.
Well, they haven't stopped him, but they have contained him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what their goal was defensively for Wofford. 3rd down and 7. Pickup by Austin of 1 yard on that last carry. Big play right here. The line of scrimmage, the 38 of Wofford. Back to throw. Scramble. Hit. Dropped at the line of scrimmage is Foster. It'll be 4th down. Leighton Baker, the first black shirt to get there. And Wofford is forced a 4th down. They're going to say he lost about a foot.
Everybody was covered in the secondary.
Georgia Southern is going to bring on the punt team. Dan Jordan will punt. It's 4th down and 8. Everybody was covered, and Foster with those, what do you call them, Coach? Happy feet. He kind of danced out of there and danced right into trouble.
He had a little pressure, and he had no seam to hit. And he did a good job defensively containing him.
Jordan, a high kick. This could be a good one. It's going to hit. Oh, it bounced a little too far. Saved back out to the 2-yard line. Great job by number 11 of the Georgia Southern Eagles. That's David Willingham, who got down there, knocked it back into the 2-yard line. Great punt by Jordan. Great play by Willingham. And now let's see if Georgia Southern's defense can take advantage.
Well, we saw Wofford come out of that end zone in the first half.
Right. Started at the 6.
Back on the 5-yard line, and they're capable of doing it. This is a big stand for Georgia Southern. Time winding down at the end of the 3rd quarter here.
Georgia Southern's defense the last couple of Wofford possessions has looked winded. They got a little bit of a breather that time.
Yeah, they had a little rest because they had a few first downs, but they don't look as sharp as they did in the first half overall.
First down at the 2. Collier calling signals. Hands to Hobbs, and they clog the middle up. He still gets out near the 5. Great surge by that Wofford front line.
It's a little surprising to see how much stronger the Wofford offensive line looks than the defensive line of Georgia Southern. They're moving the whole line frequently during this ball game, and I'm a little surprised at that.
Georgia Southern, one of 3 Southern Conference teams ranked in the top 25. 1AA poll this week. Wofford got some votes. There's Collier's
3
numbers.
completions and 8 attempts for 37 yards. Numbers on Collier.
Inside, Hobbs takes it to the 6. It'll be 3rd down. A.J. Bryant makes a nice tackle because Hobbs almost spun away
He
from
almost spun out of that. That would have been real trouble for Georgia Southern.
So now it's 3rd and 4. Big play coming up here for Georgia Southern because this is not 4-down territory.
We got a little appeal by 87 down there for Georgia Southern. Talking to officials about holding. He's not getting much satisfaction.
3rd down and 4. Line of scrimmage is the 7-yard line.
This play is huge. Wofford's had trouble punting the ball tonight, had a couple partially blocked. If they don't get a 1st down.
Wofford calls time, 1:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's a 21-14 Terrier lead.
They haven't saved their timeouts. In the first half, they didn't have any left, but they felt this was important enough to not make a mistake.
All right, former teammates are going to face off when Southern Arkansas meets Ouachita Baptist. It will be Thursday at 7 on CSS. Tiger head coach Todd Knight and Mule Rider head coach Steve Quinn play together at OBU. Gulf South football Thursday at 8 on CSS. I'll be there, Coach. I'll be watching that game.
I might be in my recliner. I'll watch it from there.
From there. That's where I'll be watching. 1 minute 13 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and I believe it's taken us longer to play this 3rd than it did the whole first half.
It seems like it's been a long quarter.
Big play right here. Wofford wants to keep it.
Yeah, their fans are up, standing up now.
On the far side of the field, Georgia Southern's fans are up too. 3rd down and 4. Collier's going to move to the shotgun. Collier fakes, rolls to his left, dumps it out. It's caught, and it will be a 1st down.
Amazing.
Caught by Brandon Barrett.
The throw was low. Yeah. Great catch, huh?
And it's a 1st down for Wofford with 1:03 to go.
Say, Wofford's making the plays when they have to.
It's out to the 12. He needed 4. He picked up about 4.5.
That defensive back was way off the line of scrimmage.
Well, here's an interesting stat. Georgia Southern has not allowed an opponent 300 yards rushing in a game since November of 2000. Wofford has 303 tonight, and they are not even finished with the 3rd quarter. Yeah. Hobbs with a carry. Tariq Muhammad, the first of several white shirts to get there, as we're under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. And that is likely going to be the last play of this quarter.
Wofford showed a lot of poise and a lot of confidence in running their offense.
And Wofford's going to let the clock run, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter as we take another look.
A good job of protecting the ball in traffic. It's going to be tough now, Randy, to contain them. They've got a lot of momentum going.
We start the 4th quarter. 21-14. Wofford has taken the lead. We'll be back to Spartanburg with a 4th and final period here in just a moment. Wofford's got the football at the 13, actually the 16-yard line. It's 2nd down.
They're doing a good job changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Collier to keep it. Right side. Got some running room. 1st down. Near the 30 and finally stopped. He stays in bounds. T.J. Rutledge makes the tackle, but Wofford gets another 1st down.
This is what we talked about all night. Assignment football. Nobody had the quarterback. The outside guy went with the pitch man, and the seam was wide open. Either that or he bid on the fullback.
3rd period score, Foreman 28, Sanford 16.
2 receivers left, 1 right, 1 setback behind Collier. Now Jackson goes into motion. Hand off to Hobbs. He crosses the 35. Great effort by Hobbs to stay on his feet, and he turned what was a 3-yard gain into about a 6 or 7-yard pickup.
A lot of people probably forgot where this drive started, but it started back inside the 5.
Right. Jason Earwood makes the tackle for Georgia Southern. It's a pickup of 7.
There's some missed tackles there, but good offensive run.
Second down and less than 3 upcoming. 14:05 to go, and now there's a timeout. Officials call a timeout, and they're going to talk about something. I'm not sure what it is, but they're talking about it. Well, they're not going to tell us what it was, so it wasn't that big a deal.
No signal.
Now we go again. 14 minutes to go. Clock is moving. Now Wofford to the line, and keep in mind only 10 seconds on the game clock. Collier inside. Hobbs to the 40. Very close to a first down. David Willingham makes the tackle from his middle linebacker spot for the Eagles. But as they unstack, we're going to call time. Now they say it's a first down for Wofford.
Southern doesn't seem to have an answer for Hobbs.
Well, the Wofford offensive line pretty much has whipped Georgia Southern's front.
21 rushes for 96 yards and 2 TDs for Hobbs. He's having a great night.
First down, Wofford is there at the 41. 13-14 to go. Clock moving, and the clock is definitely in the Terriers' favor right now. Collier fakes the pitch to the 40. Collier to the 50. Still on his feet inside Georgia Southern territory at the 41. Jason Earwood knocks him out of bounds, and it's a first down for the Terriers.
Beautiful fake pitch there and tucked it back inside. This drive has now been about 50-some yards.
Collier did a great job of running that option right there. Watch the fake right there.
Georgia Southern had great pursuit, but they just didn't have the same speed.
Shows me they're tired, because you know when they started, they're all as fast as those guys.
I think you're right. They look a little sluggish.
12:42 to go.
Time of possession sure in Wofford's favor in this one.
Hobbs, nothing there. Georgia Southern hitches it up and stops him at the 40. Jerry Barker makes the tackle from his defensive tackle spot. He's a redshirt freshman, 6'4", 295.
12 minutes to play. If nothing there that time.
Football is just inside the 40. It's second down and about 9.5. Hand off to Hobbs again. This time he gets better yardage inside the 35. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 3.
I keep repeating this, but the 5 interior linemen for Wofford are beating Georgia Southern's down people. They're pushing them off the ball. They're in their chest. They're in their thighs. They're doing an excellent job.
3rd down and 4. They say a Hobbs knee touched at the 35. Collier. 3 on the game clock. They had a reverse set up, and Collier's going to be hit for a loss of about 10 back to the 45. Tariq Muhammad was the first to get there.
I think it was going to be a fake reverse, but the guy coming this way didn't. He stopped. There was a little confusion there.
Nevertheless, it's a 10-yard loss, and Georgia Southern is going to force a punt. So the Eagles buckle down and get it done when they need it to.
Looks like the pitchman stumbled.
And right before the punt by Chris Tommy, a Georgia Southern timeout. First of this half for the Eagles with 10:39 to go in the 4th quarter.
That could be a real turning point in this ball game. Georgia Southern gets a little momentum now. They got the ball in good shape. They're going to get the ball at least. They're going to get it back with 10 minutes to play. And then they've got to mount a drive.
Georgia Southern took a 7-0 lead as they capitalized on a partially blocked punt in the first quarter. They went 32 yards, took a 7-0 lead. Wofford came right back down and tied it. Then Georgia Southern scored to go ahead 14-7 at the half. But Georgia Southern has been unable to cross the end zone again this game. And Wofford, with 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, has a 21-14 lead. Still a lot of time left, 10:39 to go in the game. Catch a 2-hour professional boxing showcase. It'll be coming up from the Gwinnett Center in Atlanta. It'll be coming up next here on CSS. Beautiful night, not a cloud in the sky, full moon over Spartanburg, South Carolina, and we got the 2 winningest teams in the Southern Conference over the last 3 years, Wofford and Georgia Southern, another classic battle.
And you think you're going to see a punt block attempt here? I don't think they'll have a return on. They're going after this kick.
Back deep for Georgia Southern just in case he gets it off. Teddy Kraft. Penalty marker goes down. He gets it off. It's going to hit at the 3-yard line.
We'll have to see what this flag's all about, but I'll tell you what, if it's against Georgia Southern, I think Wofford will decline it and give Georgia Southern a ball inside the 5.
And I think it is against Georgia Southern. We'll see.
The head linesman's on the other side. The near side judge here made that call.
Oh, it's against Wofford. Boy, that call.
Both of them, the linesman and the side judge made that call. Both of them threw their flag, so it was pretty obvious to them, but it wasn't to us.
So we back it up 5, and punting it again will be Chris Tommy, number 31 for Wofford.
Now what a great break for Georgia Southern. That's something they may have needed. It could really help them.
Tommy's average just under 41 yards. His longest has been 60 tonight. Georgia Southern's going to try to return it. This one's going to be short. It's going to hit right in the middle. Fair caught by Kraft at the 21. So a big break. Instead of Georgia Southern getting it at the 3, they get it at the 21.
It's almost a 20-yard difference. And they're not coming out of the shadow of their goalpost.
And with that, we'll take a timeout. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the ball game. It's been a good one. Georgia Southern trailing Wofford 21-14. The Eagles have the ball. Today's TIAA Cref. I'll get it right in a minute. Student athlete of the week is Elon's John Tumbleston. He's a senior from Boone, North Carolina. He led the Phoenix cross-country team to a 3rd place finish overall at the UNC Wilmington Seahawk Cross Country Invitational on Friday, September 9th. In the classroom, he's a double major in science, education, and physics with a 3.99 grade point average. Rolling right with the football. The keeper, a lot of room for Foster. Foster follows his blockers. Foster with speed makes another move inside the 30 down to the 25, and it's a first down for Georgia Southern all the way to the 25-yard line. And that, my friends, 46-yard run.
And a saving tackle. It's matching speed for speed here. Catch us and deny a touchdown.
Great job. And he followed the blocker. That picked him up 20 yards right there.
Got another 5 to 10 right here.
Big play by Foster. Foster, quick pitch. Comes to Raja Andrews, and he doesn't have much around that left side. Leighton Baker, defensive end on the right side for Wofford, the first to get there. He picks up a couple, and that's it.
Foster's got to be in pretty good shape. He just went back to the huddle, called the play, and he doesn't have his hands on his knees or his hips, and give that little of that energy to their defense here.
2nd down 8. Georgia Southern going for what would be the tying touchdown if they can convert. Foster inside. Nothing there for Austin. Justin Franklin, the first black shirt to hit him. And it's going to be 3rd and long for Georgia Southern.
Big play here. Big possession play coming up.
We have close to 600 yards rushing between the two teams.
Typical battle between these two teams, though.
3rd down, 6. Line of scrimmage, the 22. Georgia Southern down by 7. Foster rolling right. Keeps it. Falls to the 20. Has the is going to be shy of the first down. Barely. Kyle Horn makes the tackle.
Excuse me, barely to the line of scrimmage.
And
I guess we're going field goal.
8:20 to go. Clock moving. Georgia Southern wants the points. It would be their first points of this half. If they convert, it's 4th and 5. Gain of a yard only for Foster.
They wouldn't have a fake field goal, would they? Mike wouldn't. Siwak wouldn't do that, would he?
Well, he threw it when you thought he was going to run out the clock in the first half. Snap down, kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good.
Nice kick. They still have to score a touchdown to win this ball game. I guess Mike didn't want to play for a tie.
36-yard field goal that time by the Eagles' Jonathan Dudley. 4-point game. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. Well, Georgia Southern's going to be faced now with doing something they haven't done much this half. That's stop Wofford.
They have to make a stop here, and they have to make it before they forcing Wofford to punt down inside the 10-yard line, which they've been successful doing tonight.
Dudley to kick. Kemp and Gray back deep to receive. A yard deep in the end zone is Kemp. Up the middle. Got room. Dudley tripped him up. Finally, they bring him down shy of midfield, and had it not been for the kicker, Jonathan Dudley, Gray would have put 6 on the scoreboard.
He brought it out of the end zone. His teammates didn't put the signal to stay in there and take a knee.
Watch the speed. He just turns it into a second gear right there. Now Dudley made the
there are a lot
he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down and allowed another white shirt to get there.
There are a lot of good athletes in this league.
48. That's the yard line. Collier at quarterback. First down. Wofford. Collier pitching. Dave Jackson to the 50. Inside the 50 to the 49. John Mooring makes the tackle.
An important thing, the clock keeps running. He didn't go out of bounds, so the clock's running. That's valuable time going off that clock.
I'm sure Coach Ayers would have tried to shove him back in there. He got up.
Well, Wofford's got intelligent athletes, and these guys I'm sure know when they want to keep the clock running.
Gain of 3, 2nd down, 7. Line of scrimmage, the Georgia Southern 49. 7 minutes. They're going to milk this game clock all the way down to 2:01 before they snap it. We know that. Hobbs with a handoff. Hobbs to the 45. It's going to be a pickup of 3 more. It'll be 3rd down and about 4.
His defensive lineman, Georgia Southern, weren't sure he had the ball there. He ran right by him for 2 or 3 yards. This is a huge play.
All right. 3rd and 4. Actually about 3.5. Line of scrimmage just shy of the Georgia Southern 45-yard line.
Is Hobbs the man again, or Jackson? He's going to see a toss pitch.
Inside the keep, nothing there. Georgia Southern stepped up twice now to stop it. Jerry Barker, first man to get there, and now Wofford is going to probably punt the football right at midfield. Penalty marker has been dropped, and Wofford is pointing to Georgia Southern.
I believe there's a broken play again. Personal foul would be disastrous for Georgia Southern. We're just discussing it now. But one player was consoling another on the Georgia Southern side of the ball.
After the play is over, personal foul.
Number 88, that's Shaheen Solomon.
Dead ball foul.
Just when Georgia Southern had him stopped, forcing him to punt. 15 yards, moves it down to the 32, and Wofford has it first down. Well, they get 10 or 15 more yards, they could.
They'd be in field goal range. And again, you're back to the 7-point deficit.
First down, 32-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. There's the pitch. Georgia Southern had it smelled out. Dunn loses back to the 40. That's a loss of about 6. Jason Earwood was there to get him.
It's another big play. It's a momentum changer right there. And I don't think Wofford's going to put the ball up. I'd be surprised if they put the ball up. They penetrated from the outside. Here comes the linebacker.
Boy, Earwood has had his name called a lot, hasn't he?
He's a good-looking football player.
6'2", 233, a junior from Fayetteville, Georgia. Dave Jackson, 88 yards, 16 carries. Second down and 17. Handoff, number 2. That's Terrence Ware, gets his first carry of the night. John Mooring knocks him out of bounds. He picked up a couple. That's it. It's going to be third and very long.
Looks like Georgia Southern's got their second win. They're getting awful aggressive now. They're coming after him. They're coming off the corners. They're penetrating into the pitch area and they behind the line of scrimmage.
5 minutes and 1 second left. Big play for Georgia Southern here. Third down. Dunn in motion. Conley sprinting to his left. Lobbing it. Picked off at the 10-yard line. Intercepted by Georgia Southern.
I guess that's better than a punt rolling dead inside the 5, huh?
Yeah. Better for Georgia Southern, that's for sure. 4:50 to go. The Eagles get the football back, and we'll take a look at it again.
They got good contained pressure here at the point when he's ready to throw the ball. Threw it off balance across his body. Most of those are picked off.
They should have just thrown it out of bounds.
Absolutely. Was he outside the tackle box? If he wasn't outside the tackle box, it'd be a penalty.
Well, I think he was. I think he rolled left.
Yeah, he did. He rolled out.
First down, Georgia Southern. Line of scrimmage is the Eagle 11. Foster keeps it himself. Cuts back up the middle. Good yardage. First down, crossing the 20 to the 23. Casey Cooper makes the tackle for Wofford.
Time is starting to be critical right here.
Clock stops momentarily for the marking of the ball and the movement of the chains. Now they started back up. 4:38, 4:37. 2 wide receivers right for Georgia Southern. Foster, Austin, nothing there. To the 26, pickup of 2 maybe. Kyle Horn makes the tackle.
They were loaded to the right side here. They're unbalanced line.
Jim Thurman on the stop for the Terriers.
4:12, 4:11, clock running.
Austin's going out. They brought in 34.
Gain of 3, second down 7. Line of scrimmage the 27. Foster drops back in trouble, keeps it himself. Little running room to the left, crosses the 30. Has close to first down yardage according to where they mark it.
He's getting a favorable mark. If they mark it where the official's standing, that's a first down.
Yep. Casey Cooper makes the tackle for Wofford for the pickup of 7 for quarterback Jason Foster.
Took a pretty good lick right there too. Got hit pretty hard.
Line of scrimmage just shy of the 35. First down and 10. They give it to Andrews, who gets good yardage, crosses the 40. Brandon Andrews, 5'10" senior from Swainsboro, Georgia, the backup for Jermaine Austin.
Austin looked a little tired when he went out there. He might be hurting a little bit. You know, he had that mild concussion last week and was listed as probable on Wednesday.
Andrews gets 7. Second down and 3. The clock is moving.
A little daylight there to run to.
Foster bounced it at the feet of the intended receiver. It was Darius Smiley in at quarterback. Foster may have had to come out just to get a breath.
He took a pretty good hit.
Yeah. Smiley was the quarterback. Pass was about 8 yards in length, and it was about a yard short. Third down and 3.
9 rushes for 10 yards.
Pitch back. First down, Georgia Southern, crossing the 45.
The question is, where's Foster? That changes the whole dimension of what Georgia Southern's capable of doing.
Lennon Jefferson, the ball carrier, gets the first down. Brian Ford makes the tackle. Now we're under 3 minutes.
Foster is back in. With Foster out of there, you take the quarterback threat of run out of the game.
Georgia Southern has gained 34 yards in 2 minutes. Foster back in. Good yardage. Picks up 8, maybe 9, according to where they mark it.
Time's becoming a real factor. 2:30 left on the clock.
Georgia Southern has 2 timeouts. So does Wofford.
Georgia Southern is splitting their wideout extremely far to the sideline to try to open up seams here. It's coming almost to the sideline over here.
Second down and 2 after the 8-yard pickup by Foster. Loose football. It's on the ground. It's been recovered by Wofford. Turnover number 4 on Georgia Southern, and you can add a 15-yard penalty. Jermaine Austin took his helmet off and threw it on the ground.
That is definitely a misconduct foul. It could be an ejection if it's serious enough, if there were some words with it.
Wofford is just 2 minutes and 4 seconds away from going 1-0 in the Southern Conference and dropping Georgia Southern to 0-1, 1-2 on the year. Here's another look.
Oh, he had the ball in his hip. He never did have the football.
Nope.
The handoff was right on his hip.
4th turnover of the game for Georgia Southern. That has really cost them.
10 solo tackles, 7 assists, 1 interception. That's not a bad evening.
Georgia Southern's going to have to keep them from making a first down if they have any chance to get another possession. First down, not a first down, on first down. Good yardage inside the 40. Picks up about 6.
You don't think Wofford's going to work in their passing game right now, do you?
Don't believe so.
The longest pass you're going to see is that snap from center to the quarterback's hands.
Georgia Southern has 2 timeouts, but they're not calling it.
I think they may if this play is stopped. If they get near a first down, they don't have much of a chance to stop it enough times.
Wofford breaks the huddle. 10 seconds on the game clock. I guarantee you they're not going to snap the ball until it gets to 0. Well, it is 3 seconds. Hobbs straight ahead. He's going to be shy of the first down, I think, but not by much.
You know, the talk this evening's all been about Jermaine Austin, but Hobbs is kind of taking the spotlight tonight.
Hobbs has had a great game for Wofford. 111 yards, 24 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Not a bad evening's work.
And we'll take a break. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a break with them. Catch our breath. 1:11 left. Wofford with a 4-point lead over Georgia Southern. We'll be back. I forgot about you staying in Maryland. Appreciate it. 21-17, a minute 11 seconds left in the game. Wofford, Hobbs gets the first down, I believe. We'll have to see as they unstack. He needed a yard, and he picked up about a yard. We'll see.
That's a formation you haven't seen. That was totally unbalanced. There was only one lineman to the left of the center.
Well, as they unstack, they're going to call time and measure. 61 seconds left in the game. And they're going to stretch it out. And it's short by about 3 inches. Well, our BB&T player of the game is Michael Hobbs. On behalf of Wofford, BB&T will make a contribution to the General Scholarship Fund of the Southern Conference. At the end of the year, the money will be divided among the member institutions.
That's good news for Wofford, bad news for the rest of the Southern Conference. He's only a sophomore.
Oh, Lord. He is. He's had a great game tonight. And just about all of his yardage has come right up the middle.
Power running. I mean, good quickness and extremely strong.
This comes from a kid who's 5'10", 190.
190. He's had a great evening. You know, when somebody like that is a sophomore keeps blossoming, I always hope their parents can see them play when they're at that stage of their career.
Well, if Wofford will make this 3-inch gain on 4th down, the game is over. Georgia Southern has no timeouts. They could not stop the clock.
And looking at the future schedule, Wofford is at Chattanooga, then Elon at home, VMI at home, and Appalachian State at home. The schedule is very favorable for Wofford to win the next several weeks. Western Carolina victory over Furman last week has given notice to the league that maybe their program's back.
Yep. Well, Chattanooga was 2-0 for the first time since '97.
I thought maybe they were coming back, but it looks like they're getting handled pretty easily by Memphis. But if that score is correct that we have up here, well, we don't want, maybe not want to repeat it. Here we go.
Big play, 4th and inches. Jackson in motion. Collier now calls time. He was trying to draw him offside.
Absolutely. In that they've been running up and down the field for 300 and some yards, and they got about 3 inches, and they're trying to draw the other team off sides. And I'm sure they're confident they'll run the play if they have to. There's no way they're going to kick and give up the ball.
On it. Well, they still have 3 inches to make right here. Coach Seawalk is talking to his defense. He said, hey, one more play.
Listen,
get the ball back for us.
The interior of that Wofford line has controlled the line of scrimmage most of the night, and I don't think they're going to back off now.
Wofford 64 rushes, 354 yards in rushing offense.
Amazing.
They passed for 42. That's 496 yards. 396.
You know, that percentage of 119 runs out of 148 plays, that's going up.
Yeah. Catch a 2-hour professional boxing showcase from the Gwinnett Center in Atlanta. It's coming up next. We still have 61 seconds. 4th down inches. Collier takes it. I believe he's got it. Yeah. The surge will move him ahead. If it is, the game is over.
If the officials mark coming in from the head linesman, sure looks like it. Now, if he puts that ball down on his right foot or left foot, it does make a difference. And some times these guys just get a little weary there. They may not even measure. Well, they're going to measure just to be sure. They're going to measure.
I don't know if he's got it, Coach. It's going to be awfully close. He needed 3 inches. He may have gotten 3.5.
Boy,
no, he's short. Georgia Southern has held. Now keep in mind the Eagles have 58 seconds to work with. They have no timeouts.
They got a great spot there. I'm not criticizing the officials. I don't mean to do that. From where our vantage point up here in the press box is a little different than what their guys down there is.
First down, Georgia Southern. Game is not over yet.
It's not over till it's over.
Line of scrimmage is the Eagle 33. They got to go 67 yards in 58 seconds.
With no timeouts left.
Rolling to his right, dumping it off on the right side, incomplete at the 41, intended for number 31.
Number 31, Lenon Jefferson.
Lenon Jefferson. And it's incomplete. Lenon Jefferson is a slot back.
It was a bad throw. It was outside and low and not very catchable.
Second down and 10. 53 seconds. The only thing that really matters for Georgia Southern is the time, because they cannot stop the clock.
Well, they got the ball back. They got the opportunity. Now they got to do something with it.
Pass knocked away.
Absolutely great
Casey
play.
Cooper knocked that one away.
Great play by him.
Pass was intended for Teddy Kraft, and it's knocked away by Cooper. It's third down and 10 at the 33, 46.6 seconds left.
Wofford's 4 men deep.
Everybody's covered. Pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think I'd be looking for the first down here to get some more plays. You can still have 39 seconds. They can make a first down out here by 45, 50-yard line.
Justin Franklin got a hand up, batted that pass down by Foster. Georgia Southern's down to a 4th and 10 with just under 40 seconds to go in the game at the 33-yard line. Back to pass, Foster. They converge on him, caught. Nice job out of bounds at the 50-yard line by number 21, Raja Andrews.
33 seconds left.
A pickup of about 14. 33.4 seconds left.
You know, they have enough time left. They don't have to throw to the sideline all the time. They could run a post pattern or their seam pattern, but they're going to have to be good about it. Maybe run a pick play.
Foster back to throw. Deep over the middle. Deflected. Deflected again. This time the deflection was number 11, Alex Love. And it's second down, 27.2 seconds left.
They're going to get a little breather here. They can't wind the clock to the official spot the ball. So.
The line of scrimmage is right on the 50. They got time for 3, maybe 4 more plays at the most. Foster rolling right, throwing, complete, caught by Kraft inside the 45. They'll mark him out of bounds. It'll be third down and about 5.
Mark him out right at the 45. 22 seconds. Maybe a hook lateral. Whatever happened to the old, what we used to call the button hook?
I don't know, man.
It's called a comeback now.
A timeout, the official's timeout. It's third down and 5.
If Georgia Southern has anything up their sleeve like a hook lateral or anything, now's the time. Wofford's got 2, 3 guys playing deep. They got a center fielder back there, the safety valve. And with a 4-man rush, 4 under, 3 deep defense.
Foster blitzed, sacked, the 50. Who was it? Number 21, Kyle Horn, sacks him at the 50.
Kyle Horn filling in for the injured linebacker at West Virginia.
9 seconds, clock running. Foster back to throw on 4th down. Throws it, incomplete. And that is the game. The clock runs out. The game is over. And Wofford has held on to defeat Georgia Southern 21-17. The Terriers coming back from a 14-7 deficit at the half.
Another barn burn between these two schools. It's becoming quite a rivalry since they're so similar in offensive philosophy.
Georgia Southern now 3-2 here in Spartanburg against the Terriers as they drop a 21-17 decision tonight to the Terriers. Wofford improves to 2-1. Georgia Southern 1-2, but more importantly, Wofford 1-0 in this conference. Georgia Southern 0-1.
Georgia Southern's got a lot of work to do to stay in contention for the Southern Conference Championship and/or playoff berth.
The Eagles will be back home next week in Statesboro to face Chattanooga. Chattanooga's at Memphis tonight. Final score again, 21-17. Georgia Southern loses here at Wofford. For Coach Walt Nadzak, I'm Randy Smith wishing you a good night from Spartanburg, South Carolina.